Display, home screen, accessibility,
There's like a toggle.
control center, home screen, nope, accessibility.
excited. I was excited when I had the chance to stand up. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
What's up? I can, are you having another kid after this year? Maybe. You're done? It's official?
That's what I want, but I don't know.
Does that arm go up?
What do you mean?
Does it swing up so that you can get in easy, the arm? With the
this?
microphone on it? Yeah.
Well, the microphone's on it.
Oh, it's stuck in the fence.
Yeah, no. Okay, as long as this thing is sturdy. Do you think this is sturdy?
Yes,
They always freak me out
it is.
because I'm a big girl. Okay. All right.
Alright.
If you don't mind handing me mine.
Nope, not at all. There's a seatbelt there, I think. Do you want to clip the seatbelt?
Yeah, thank you. I'll do the seatbelt first.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, there's one side that's not there.
Okay, no seatbelt. That's okay.
You're welcome.
All right, Margaret, you all set?
Good to go. You want the blanket? You good?
Okay, so just so you know, it is actually 8 o'clock. Thank you.
No, I got it.
10 minutes. From now? What? I would, yeah.
They probably won't even use all 10.
And then, you know it's a 2-minute. They start serving us. Yep, got it. Thank you. When you start announcing this. All right.
Alright. Yep.
live from the Country Club of Darien in Connecticut, bringing you the first Grand Prix tournament of the season, the Darien Invitational, sponsored by the APTA national sponsors Viking, Fusion, and Upswing Health. I'm Jerry Vion, along with Lauren Mandel, bringing you the women's round of 16 between the unseeded teams of Liz Cruz and Gabby Niculescu and Amy Shea and Jolene Sutter. So, Lauren, this is going to be a really interesting match, but before we introduce the players, I'd just like to first explain that the APTA has made changes to the Grand Prix Series due to COVID-19. In order to provide a safe environment for not only the players, but also the tournament directors, officials, volunteers, live streaming team, and host club. So, new this season, we've added 3 tournaments to the schedule for a total of 8 Grand Prix. 4 will be held in the Midwest and 4 on the East Coast. Based on the various state regulations and club policies, each tournament director will choose the size of the draw and scoring format. So the first 2 Grand Prix that we have are a 16-team draw, both men and women, will be played in a one-day format. The scoring will, for this tournament, will be the regular 2 out of 3 sets. So, Lauren, let's introduce the players and talk about the match as they're warming up on that very sunny court in Darien.
Okay, well, on this side of the screen, where you can't see them now, on the deuce court is Jolene Sutter, who's actually a member of the Country Club of Darien. She's a lefty, and she's the most recent in the paddle circuit of the players on this court. Her partner, Amy Shea, is the director of platform tennis at the Woodway Country Club, and she's been at the top of the game for 2 decades. On the opposite side of the court, in the deuce court, is Liz Cruz, who is the director of racket sports at the Patterson Club and is a 3-time national champion, as is her partner, Gabby Niculescu, who's a pro at the Millbrook Club. And both Liz Cruz and Gabby Niculescu had their second children this year, were out of the game last year, which is why they are an unseeded team. And because Shea and Sutter are a new partnership, they're a new team. So this is 2 unseeded teams in the first round, Jerry, that could easily be a final.
Lauren, it was hard for me to say unseeded team.
Right.
Cruz and Niculescu, because, clearly Liz Cruz and Gabby Niculescu, the last time we saw them play, they won the national championships in Pittsburgh, and it was only their 2nd or 3rd tournament back that season. They'd hardly played, and they just, came out, won that tournament. So for me, and I don't know Jolene's game very well, you can talk more about that because you're with her, but without seeing her play and the new combination with Amy Shea, for me it's about the rust factor for Cruz and Niculescu. I don't know how much time they've put on the court, how many drilling days they've got under them, but clearly, Gabby Niculescu, possesses a huge forehand and uses her roller overhead. It'll be interesting because she loves to go into that deuce side with it, and scouting report on Jolene is she's fleet of foot and really quick. Can she handle the screens with that kind of spin?
She's very good at that. She's good at following the rollers out of the screen, and she, like you said, she's very, very speedy. So I think that she'll be able to handle that. This is her first big test in the big time, so we'll see how she handles it.
And
very excited.
I bet. I mean, look, she's on the court with a lot of experienced players. What an opportunity for her. And another thing for me is Amy Shea. We've seen her for years on the court with Cynthia Dardis, and it's automatic. She doesn't have to think who's taking what ball or where they're going to hit it. I mean, she's been so in a zone with that. And now Jolene's, has got a different skill set. So it'll be interesting to see how she adjusts.
And she's a lefty, Jolene, which makes a big difference. They have to switch, and they have to, like you said, they have to stop positioning in a way that she's not used to.
Yeah, switch it now, but also in the back hook, because Amy's, likes to come all the way over, but now she doesn't have to come all the way over, and Amy loves her backhand. So she might set up the other way. You know, she might lob down the line and shift looking for her backhand more because she's got Jolene's forehand in the middle. Very interesting to look at this. We've got Margaret Green up in the chair. She's going to be calling out the score. She's not going to be calling the out balls. The players still will call their own out balls, but she will overall if needed. And you can see the shadows on the court, that far side. They are looking directly into a nice sunny day, and it's 43 degrees. So it's probably the coolest morning that we've had in a while. Ball will be a little bit lower. So tough draw while we're waiting for the players. There's nowhere to hide here.
Nowhere to hide.
The winner of this match will play the winner of the number 1 seeds, new team too. Harnish and Zabori are playing Crane and Herschel. They're from the Massachusetts area.
And Jerry, I mean, assuming that Crane and Herschel are a good team, but assuming that Zabori and Hanish get through that, I mean, what another incredible match. Whoever wins this match versus them, I mean, it's just a cornucopia of good matches in this small 16-team draw.
Yes, we've got Morgan Sikora are here. They've got a tough first-round match against Manly Ruoff. Delaney Mangan, nice to see them back on the Grand Prix Tour. They're playing a new combination, Annika Ondrekova. And Cooper and Mullenville, also a new team. I mean, wherever you look at this. Gio Williamson, Delmonico Gavia. And, of course, our defending national champions who are playing back at their home club, Macy Elliott and Marcella Radesno. So the players are just taking their final warm-up serves. Just before the match gets started, I want to give a shout out to the ENET guys. John
Long
Scott.
night.
Yep. Just so you know, Lauren and I are commentating remotely for the first time. And we had some technical learning. Our learning curve has been steep. But the ENET guys were there last night and got it all figured out and got the cameras up.
And they're very patient with us.
Yeah, we learned, all the language that we didn't know. Not bad language, technical language, but... So next week, from here, the next Grand Prix that we've added is in Indianapolis will be hosting their first Grand Prix, and that too will be a 16-team draw.
These 4 better serve well because they're all taking a lot of serves.
Yeah, it is. I was just thinking that's more than your 2 minutes of serves. Cappy Niculescu worked hard on her serve. You can see, it just reminded me, you can see that grip. She doesn't have a continental grip on her serve, so she tends to go under the ball, but she's able to keep it low. And as long as she puts a little backspin on it, as long as she can keep it low, she'll stay out of trouble. And Lauren, we saw last year on the guys tour, a lot of the guys adapted to the sidearm serve.
Yep.
I haven't seen any women do it yet, have you?
I've seen Roxy and Nika do it. I've seen a few, but not with the same commitment to it that the men have had. Looks like we're ready to start.
Keep it simple. First match of the season. Now you can see all the matches are all starting at 8 o'clock, both men and women. So we're hoping throughout the day to showcase a lot of the players. We'll be switching over to other courts. See the maintenance guys there bringing out the heaters. Of course, this is the same setting as last year's national championships, where we were down lower on the tennis courts where they had the temporary courts, and now they've added another court to this facility. It's a 6-court facility here at the Country Club of Darien. It's just spectacular. And shout out to Carl Lebanon and his team for being able to pull this through. And we've got Gabby Niculescu starting to serve. That's that roller that we're talking about. And Lauren, she's able to hit the roller from deeper in the court than most players.
So natural for her. I mean, it's hard to hit that roller and get that grip all the way over where you need it to be if you don't have that sort of Western forehand to begin with, and it's so natural for her. Well, you can see there, see what Jolene Sutter has. They're gonna test her.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of, I would imagine there'll be a lot of long points in the beginning. You won't see Gabby really going for too much too soon. But I tell you, once she gets going, there's no roller that she doesn't want to hit.
She is a great front runner.
Okay, can you keep up with the score?
Two missed returns from Amy Shea.
Yeah,
you won't see many more of those. She can really slice up the court with that forehand return, puts it exactly where she wants it normally, in between the players.
Yep, so they're going, testing Jolene there. Going to keep Amy out of it.
Drew the error there from that short volley.
Yep, so Jolene played tennis at UPenn. Coming in with good, solid tennis skills, and just as we all have done, making that transition into the paddle. And a lot for her is going to be how she sees the court. She can definitely hit the ball, but it's getting that piece of the paddle IQ part of the puzzle. Gabby faults.
Sloppy first game.
Yep, just missed that long. Knew where she wanted to go, but
Saturday leads 1 game to love. First set.
who's going to serve first?
Jolene is very eager. She's excited at this opportunity. She's been playing almost every day, practicing a lot with Amy. So, she's game and she's ready. She knows she can hang with these guys.
So Jolene Sutter's going to serve first. Lefty. And again, they're both looking directly into the sun. And it's very clear what the game plan is here. Sutter and Shea, they're going to the deuce side. And they work Liz Cruz over, which Liz will just thrive on. You know, they're getting a lot of balls in a row early. Liz is just a complete player this. I mean, she really does everything very well. Mentally tough. She's going to get she's going to get that play set up to get Niculescu the big forehand.
Right. Liz Cruz isn't flashy, but like you said, I mean, it's invaluable to be in every aspect of the game.
And you see there, she's just stayed in the point and got Sutter to hit wide. Cruz is such a positive partner too. I mean, she's in every point, but she's always encouraging her partner. There's the switch that you were talking about, Lauren. Cruz is dialed in.
I'm looking for, you know, as you can see on a lot of these overheads, Sutter's hitting down-up overheads, and I'm waiting for Cruz and Niculescu to take advantage of that.
I got it.
Whoop.
That's the new team. And as Sutter gets right back in tight on the net.
Yep. She loves being in tight on the net.
All right, so Cruz and Niculescu can use that.
Yep.
And go, there it is. Quickly, you see where Cruz, they pulled Sutter in close to the net. And then the next ball that Cruz hit was a quick lob to pull her back. So they can get her
15:30.
going back and forward, creating a lot of movement. Huge return of serve by Niculescu.
Okay, another break of serve, 1-all. There you go. There's the roller we're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, Niculescu really causes havoc. She can get those players turned around in the corner, and then chasing creates the angle. And you saw there, they volleyed the ball straight back into the opening that they created. And you see they put Niculescu on the left so that she can just hit this roller. And they're going to test the screenplay of Sutter.
30 love.
And the combination of the different spins, so Liz Cruz doesn't hit the roller. She's got more of she's got a good push positioned overhead. She'll get herself out of trouble, and she can also slash the ball, but she doesn't hit the roller like Niculescu does. Big, heavy swing. So interesting that Liz Cruz has hit a couple of those short lobs that she got right into the neck of Amy Shea. Because Amy would be looking into the sun from that angle on that end. Good close by Sutter. Right on top of the net.
Okay. Nice hold by Liz Cruz. Very solid. Yeah, I mean, I think what we're going to see is not so much Niculescu. I mean, because Sutter is quick and she's good in the screen, she'll chase down those rollers, but it's the next shot after that, the way that they were able to hit behind her. That's going to be the important shot.
Right, and how far over Shea is going to come.
Correct. Because she had to come over that time, but she couldn't quite catch up to it.
Right. Yeah, that's the play. So they need, in order to negate that, they've got to lob deep down the line. Lobbing, short is going to get her into trouble.
As it usually does, get you into trouble.
Well, sometimes you use the short lob to get that down up overhead. So it depends on the team that you're playing.
Well, and like we were saying, they might do that here. Sutter hits down up overheads on purpose. It took them 3 times there, but they got the switch.
Yeah, Sutter is in a big rush to make that switch, so they've got to be careful because Liz Cruz will take that short down up overhead and hit a quick block lob off the deck and catch them in a shift.
There's that big forehand return.
And you can see Shea was not even quite to the service line, so behind her serve, so that gave Niculescu opportunity to really drill it down low.
I thought that was going to hit Amy Shea in the head.
Good opportunity for Sutter to hit behind Liz Cruz there.
Slashing overhead from Shea. Wins on the point anyway.
Yeah, Shea's got that slider overhead. She cuts the back of the ball and keeps it deep in the court and low.
Great kind of reaction volley from Sutter.
So 45. Amy Shea's very comfortable with taking most of the overheads. I mean, that's the same way that she set up with Cynthia Dardis. And the fact that Sutter is a lefty, they would play that way anyway. And it'll be interesting to see if Niculescu can work that combination and get Sutter to take some of the overheads and get her off the net. But she's just got a narrow space to work with.
Okay, 2-all. 2 breaks followed by 2 holds. There's the pressure of Shea. Definitely got Niculescu to miss that volley. She took her eye off of it.
So all these overheads are landing short, and that's allowing Sutter to take the ball. She was block lobbing off the deck. She was using the pace of Cruz and Niculescu, block lobbing off the deck quickly, got the really short ball, was able to drive. So Cruz and Niculescu are going to have to get their overheads deeper in the court.
15-30.
Just missed turn of serve there.
And Lauren, I can see what you're saying about the enthusiasm of Sutter. She is here to win this match.
Oh, yeah.
Smart placement by Niculescu, again creating the opening and putting the ball back in that hole.
30-all.
Okay, 2-all, 30-all. That time Niculescu was ready for the blitz. Okay. Hold by Niculescu for 3-2.
So Lauren, we want everybody to be aware that for the first time ever, we're experimenting with providing our membership with additional extensive coverage of our Grand Prix series. So you now have an option of watching 4 live matches, 3 courts. We have 3 additional courts. We'll have raw footage. We won't have graphics or commentators, but if you go to the APTA YouTube channel now, you will find coverage of 3 other courts. I'm not sure which matches we're covering. So bear with us. It's an experiment, but we're hoping to be able to provide more extensive coverage of all the Grand Prix.
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
exciting.
As we get better at this, we will be able to switch over and commentate definitely on the second court with more cameras, but also with the other 2. So not only are we doing it remotely, but we're also adding additional cameras.
lost that one.
Nice placement of the overheads there by Shea. It's going to be, can Niculescu stay patient and wait for the right ball? All. 2-3, first set.
30-40.
That was a reach.
I was like, I can't say that. Jerry has to say that.
That's because you guys are so tall. You think you could just get everything without taking a step.
It was almost like Shea there knew she was reaching because she didn't move her feet. Like, her heart wasn't really into taking that ball.
It doesn't qualify as a guest appearance because she didn't make it. All right, opportunity for a break here.
There it is.
See how Niculescu took the pace off that ball. A lot of topspin, so Liz Cruz is serving 4-2. I liked how Sutter sets up on her forehand. She got early preparation, both off the deck and off the screen. So when you get your paddle set early, you have more options, and you can also be tricky. So you can disguise your shots.
Again, Liz Cruz working the nick. Amy
Yeah,
Shea
see
handling.
Yeah, they haven't switched. So they've got Liz Cruz on the left. She's got more of a sliced overhead. Sutter again, she's taking that short ball off the deck and using the pace to hit a quick block lob. That's a better overhead from Niculescu, a little bit deeper in the court. Nice. Yeah, so, Sutter's really hanging in there. But again, she's been given the opportunity to really play with a lot of offensive block lobbing because the overheads of Cruz and Niculescu aren't quite
Whoop.
deep enough.
Knocked her down.
That's a good play because, Cruz is always looking to cut off that first volley. Niculescu is always looking to move.
Yeah. In fact, she did it on the point before, and obviously Sutter took note of it. She was all the way over cutting it off. Good adjustment.
Cruz and Niculescu are trying to find the weak spot in the backcourt. And I gotta tell you, both Sutter and Shea love to drive off of both wings. So it's like, where is it? And they've got to go, board by board by board and find that spot. Is it in the middle where maybe there's going to be a little bit of confusion? And Shea loves to swoop. I don't know if, it looks like Sutter prefers her backhand. But there's a few boards in there in the middle that they should be testing. I mean, look where Niculescu hit that roller from.
It's
three
amazing.
3 feet out of the service line. I mean, that is a tough shot.
There's a lot of rollers in that point, Jerry. I wish I had counted. I think I think the main strategy right now is to work Sutter over there. Even though she's doing a fantastic job, I think they feel like eventually she's going to go for too much or try the wrong shot. That's what Cruz and Niculescu are hoping. They're just working her over there.
I think that missed volley, that's just the rust that we were talking about. I mean, Cruz would not normally miss that volley. That's their play.
There it is again.
Advantage, receiver.
It's always such a smart idea to hit a returner serve down the line early in the match, especially if you've got an opponent who likes to try to cut off that first ball. You've got to send the message that you can hit down the line. And it also creates a lot of opportunities because sometimes players, reach and snap and they'll put that ball cross court immediately, and that exposes the middle for your partner to drive into.
Well, you got to give Niculescu credit. She's sticking to it, even though Sutter is almost knocking her down with every return.
She's such a fighter that it's a challenge. She loves it. She loves the action, Niculescu.
And she really plays better when she's moving.
Yes. Again, I think Cruz, these overheads where she's hitting them, they're inside the service box. And Sutter is, not only using it off the deck, but it's also when it's coming up high in the screen, she showed us that she can drive it and lob it off of that back screen. So Cruz and Niculescu, you have to be careful. Keep their overheads deep. She missed that one long.
That's what I mean. Sutter can hit 25 good shots and make a whole bunch of good digs, and they're like, make one more. And a few times, many times, she's good, but a few times they've drawn the error there.
Right. It's like, what's the count?
Yep.
That's, it's all part of the patience and the learning curve, and Sutter will get it.
Cruz.
Okay. 5-2 for Cruz Niculescu.
Cruz leads 5-2.
And Morgan and Sikora just won the first set against Manley and Ruoff. Other matches going on
New ball. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for them.
is Chitsukwe Mashonga, Leprever Pachenko.
Yep.
And we'll bring you updated scores of those other matches as we get them.
They're giving us a new ball.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. Use the server right now? Yeah. Yes, yes, yeah. Julie said from the side.
All right, 2-5. So Lauren, past seasons we've watched Cruz and Niculescu kind of change sides. Who was going to play the ad side, who was going to play the do side.
This is how, clearly it seems like they're better off this way, but they've had reasons for switching.
And I also feel, Liz Cruz really wants to have more of an offensive role. But she also has such an understanding of the game, and she can see the court so well. She knows her role. And, the biggest shot on their team is Niculescu's forehand. So Cruz's main focus is to work the point and get Niculescu the ball to attack. She missed that one. But that's the game plan. And take her shot when it's there.
Well, caught Sutter there. I don't know if she wasn't expecting it or...
That was a good shot of the angle of the sun that they're dealing with down the other end.
Again, I think that's a volley mistake because they're thinking about the switch. Halfway to switching while she was hitting that volley. Short volley.
Yeah.
15-40.
I was just about to say Sutter's got to stay still. She's traveling a little bit when Niculescu has the ball. She's got to stay still and have that backhand volley ready. Cruz just picking her spots on the lob. Shea's taking most of the overheads. That's the first little bit of hesitation there. Cruz should look to put a few more lobs over Sutter's right shoulder. And there's the first set. 6-2, so on a little, you know, fact finding here.
Yep.
Both feeling each other out. Cruz Niculescu looks sharp, you know, looks sharp for not having been on the tour, and but still got that tenacity, you know, that look in their eyes. So I'm really enjoying seeing the combination of Sutter and Shea and what they can do. And she's got a very bright future, Sutter, and she's got great tutelage under Amy Shea. So I think we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after these messages right here on the APTA network. Okay, so we're back. Cruz Niculescu won the first set 6-2. Got some updates from around the other courts. So we've got Bora Shadura are up 5-4 against Christian and Cotto. Laprevere Prasenko are up 4-3 over Chizukwe Mashonga. And Morgan Sakura got the first set 6-1.
Getting a good view here of Sutter and all the work she's having to do in these screens.
Again, take a look at where the overheads are landing from Cruz and Niculescu. So they're around the service line, and that's allowing Sutter to hit a lot of block lobs. She's taking the pace of their overhead and sending it back up.
Niculescu just kept coming there.
And you see the Achilles heel when you have a lefty-righty at net is those forehand volleys in the middle. And Niculescu dialed in right there.
You help me. 30-15.
Okay, a couple missed lobs. Quick game, quick first game for Cruz Niculescu.
It's a little bit of a head shaker from Sutter. That's the first negativity I've seen. So a little disappointed that she missed a few shots
Yeah, I mean, look, Cruz, Niculescu are relentless, right? They're doing an excellent job of working the point aggressively and making very few errors.
Yeah,
Hard to withstand that.
Yep. Yep. There's a reason that they've got so many national
Yes,
titles.
yes, it's not an accident.
I think Sutter's doing a great job. She's holding her own, and you can see she's absorbing and learning a lot as she's going through this match. This is like invaluable for her. And Amy Shea's not trying to overtake. I mean, she's playing the way she always plays. She's been used to being shut out on a lot of points. She's very patient. She'll wait for the right ball. I think she's very comfortable. Sometimes when you've played with one partner for a long time, and making that adjustment with somebody new, you got to start thinking about things that you never had to think about before. But Shea is so relaxed.
I think the difference is that she is not in the backcourt. She's not coming over so far with her forehand. She's letting Sutter hit those balls in the middle, or on her side of the court.
Love 30.
All right, not sure what's happening here. We've got a technical freeze on the frame. It's a great opportunity to look at their court positioning. Right, so see Amy, see where her, oh it is, see where Amy is. She's low, she's up to net, she's covering that third, because obviously Sutter's going to be serving to the ad side. You've got Niculescu who wants her forehand, she wants to hit her forehand. So she's moved over into the alley and really shrunk the court, forcing Sutter, if she wants to get it to her backhand, she's got like one board. And Liz Cruz is balanced, she's centered to her middle panel. And it's important, you know, that everybody, you always have a correct position to be, and you want to be ahead of your shot. So if that ball went over to the deuce side, those players should shift and be in position before the ball bounces.
Yep.
So, okay.
Hard. I mean, what?
All right, so we're having some technical issues on our side. Here you go, we're back. So just so you know, our screen had frozen, but now we're back live. So I can see. Okay, Lauren, if you hit refresh. Okay, so we're back on track. Liz Cruz is serving.
15 love.
We'll get the score update because we've obviously missed a few points there. Okay, 2 love, 15 love. Second set. Cruz Niculescu got the first set 6-2. We're here at the Country Club of Darien in Connecticut. Our first Grand Prix to stop. Nice dig by Sutter. know, it's hard to get that ball into into Sutter's backside screen. She really does a good job of shrinking the court, and they're lobbing deep. So we haven't really seen Sutter have to play a lot of combination backside, side back screens.
Game. Sutter Shea.
Okay,
That's
game.
a break. Yep.
Niculescu Cruz leads 2-1 in the second set. Niculescu Cruz won the first set 6-2.
That was an important game for Shea and Sutter to get there, because you could feel the momentum. Cruz and Niculescu, are getting more and more comfortable, and Sutter, for her confidence, they needed that game.
Yeah, I mean, Cruz and Niculescu had won many games in a row there. They needed to stop the freight train.
Yeah.
Good view of Amy Shea getting that, I mean, twice, right into the corner there where she wanted it. Second time she got an outright winner out of it.
Amy Shea and most of the top players have the same routine and timing when they're about to serve, no matter what the score. And that's important. And a lot of times players that might fault or they lose a quick point that they that they thought they should have had. Before I forget, that was a fabulous lob placement right there. And they rushed and they changed the timing of the in between the points when they serve, but you can see how deliberate Amy Shea is. Is that mental pause. She sets herself and resets herself the same way before each serve. Cruz has found a couple of holes in the positioning of Sutter and Shea at net with her lobs. That one where I mentioned before, and then that one now. And if she put that combination together, Sutter's got to move over more to the middle.
How much of that do you think is because both of their forehands are in the middle there, and they're sort of deferring to each other?
Yeah, it's a lot, because when you have a lefty, the lefty can also take a lot of those overheads, whereas traditionally if it was a righty, she wouldn't even be thinking about it because it would be her backhand overhead. But in order to really, like now, when that ball was with Liz Cruz was in the do side, Sutter should be straddling the middle, and she moved there late. I mean, she got there, but she's got to see that earlier. As soon as that ball goes to the deuce side, she's got to get over, so she's ready to take that deep cross-court ball.
40-30.
And you can see, Liz Cruz the more ball she hits, the more she's looking for things.
Game point for 2-all.
Yeah, Sutter's, her backhand volley, I was just going to say, she's got to keep her paddle head up higher. She's dropping her wrist on the backhand volley. You want that paddle to be still, so you can quiet, so you can absorb the pace.
Good serve there.
Yeah, especially
I was
if a
just
bullet-
thinking how nobody's really missed any serves since the first game, and that's like the kiss of death when you think that.
Well, you didn't say it. That could
I
have been
know.
worse. Yeah, so you hit. That's the shift. That's where the hole is. Ball goes to Cruz. Who's going to take that? If it's a little deeper and a little bit more to the left, because they have so many options. They have more options with who's going to take the overhead because of the lefty with four hands in the middle. And it's really going to be determined by what the team is planning to do, who they're picking on.
Again, she's so precise with that shot.
Yeah, she has like a laser precision on the overhead, Amy Shea. And she likes to go for the neck.
Yep. Back to deuce.
Good close again by Sutter, but she really does like to get back into the net quickly. Good move.
I saw it on the line. Advantage server.
How? You can. You will see? Okay. Because from there it's hard to see because she has a better.
It was the outside of the line.
It was outside.
The outside of the line? It was.
Yeah, it's really very sunny. They're looking directly into the sun. You can see the shadows on the court.
Okay, 2-all.
Better stay.
Good hold.
And we just got an update on the men's side. Cochran and Hansen took the first set. 7-6, Hughes and Powers.
That's an interesting result.
Come on.
15 left.
You see the depth of Shea's overheads are in the last part of the court, and that's what's stopping. You know, Liz Cruz loves to drive off the backspin with her backhand. Shea does a good job of keeping that ball deeper in the court on her overheads.
Yeah, they both are. So is Gabby. She was. I'm not sure that Niculescu can see that
Yeah.
ball at all in the backhand corner. She looks like she's just trying to
Squinting.
block it without seeing it.
No, that's a great camera switch. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, that's what she's looking at. So not only the sun, but also the reflection off the deck. So she's really squinting to try to pick that ball up.
Sorry, 30 love. Thank you. Sorry about that. Love.
Yeah, Sutter's got good hands off the deck, those quick balls. She can really handle the pace.
Oh, she made one of those. Good
Yep.
job. She's missed a
Yep.
few, but she kept going for it.
Yeah, no, she kept the ball between her and the net, and she was able to bring that ball down. 45-2-0, second set. This is the round of 16.
40-30.
Let's go. At a time. Let's go. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, 3 quick points there for Shea and Sutter.
And Leprefer and Prosenko just won the first set, 7-5. Is that short overhead again, that down up overhead. Come Shea. Well done. This is the most contested point of the match right here. Niculescu in the deuce side. As we said before, they have played on opposite sides, so this is not going to phase them at all. Not looking to switch and get back. They'll play out the point.
I got it.
Niculescu lost a little bit of patience there, but well played.
I think that Sutter was closing so tight on the net that Niculescu tried to make her shot even better.
Good set. Here's mine.
right, chance for a break now. You see the height and the depth of Shea's lobs.
Look how quickly those Sutter got up to the almost to the net to
Yep.
retrieve that roller.
And that was a great placement and speed of the volley, because if Niculescu had hit it any deeper or any faster, it would have given Shea an opportunity to cover Sutter. But she put it right back at Sutter's feet.
You got it. Come on.
Advantage server.
Shea would like that one back. She loves that shot.
Yes. You got it. You got it. You got it. Good.
Game.
Well, after being up love 40, that game got very complicated, but Cruz and Niculescu pull it out.
Set. Niculescu Cruz took the first set 6-2.
Yeah, that was some good points in that game where, you know, we saw a lot of transition. And again, both teams are on like a little bit of a search and destroy mission. Not sure. I don't know if Jolene has been on the court with Niculescu and Cruz before, so I'm not sure if she knows where their strengths are.
Well, I'm quite sure Amy Shea has discovered.
Yes, but there's one thing to hear it,
Yeah.
and another thing you have to feel it. You have to see it, and you have to experience it. And very impressive as she's handling this.
You.
15 left.
Every time.
Yeah, if you throw up a short lob to Amy Shea, she's going for the nick.
Got it. You. Hold up.
It's that hole in the middle. Got the lefty. Forehands in the middle when you've got a lefty at net. To try to find that hole, get them both going for the same ball, or that's about the court positioning. See where Sutter was? She needed to be all the way over to the middle with her backhand volley ready. You don't want to be hitting a forehand volley off of a drive. It's too hard to control.
You. You. Hold up. You.
hole. Get that reaching volley. So Shea and Sutter, they've got to close the middle. They've got to close the 2/3 when Cruz has the net and encourage Cruz to feel like she can hit to the outside, to the low percentage part. Right now, Liz Cruz is seeing a big hole in the middle when she's got the ball, and then she can work the ball through that. She can get both players have to move.
There's some action.
Yeah. Shea can always hit that swinging volley cross court and keep it deep and low.
Yeah, that's one of her signature shots. That swinging cross court volley.
Yep. It's a scary shot for me, but she always makes it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. If you make it all the time, you can't argue with it.
Right.
Game. Niculescu, Cruz.
4-2. That was a interesting error from Amy Shea. Jerry, do you think that was because she thought Sutter was going to take that ball?
Yeah, I think there's a little hesitation.
Yeah, a little hesitation. That's what it looked like.
Yep.
Can I take one? Yeah, of course.
Cruz taking a practice serve with a new ball.
You got it. I got
You feel the water's going down the drain.
You know, I feel like it's been more like a steady drip.
Nice return of serve by Shea.
You know, Sutter and Shea have been in this match, but they've been playing from behind the whole time.
Yeah, Cruz Niculescu looked very comfortable.
Ooh, there was some spin.
30-15.
Yeah, she came across the back of the ball and then down, got that ball to break on the court and then drop off the screen.
Got it.
So that overhead was a little deeper, and again with some spin on it, and it's hard to get to hit those shots as a block lob unless your legs are in it. You've got to have your weight behind that shot. So she sort of had a choice. She actually could have let that go into the screen. There was a lot of pace on it. Just going very quickly.
Yeah, now I think you could say the water's going down the drain.
Feel it, Lauren.
It just goes to show you, right? I mean, there wasn't a whole lot separating these two. The points have been going either way, and Sutter and Shea have played a lot of good points and good games that have been in the match. But Cruz and Niculescu have just been a little bit too solid, and it's made a big difference in the score.
overhead. Boy, she really can hit that ball and keep it low. She's makes you play the ball off the screen from below the level of your waist. Again, you can see the glare that Niculescu has to deal with off of the deck. Directly into the sun. There's the middle. She saw it. Cruz saw the middle was open. Once Sutter starts to see that and move over, she's got to close the middle. She's got to have her backhand volley ready. There'll be no holes at net when the ball goes to the deuce side.
30 all. I don't know how that lob stayed in. I thought it was out the whole time, and then it landed in.
Sutter stayed with it, ran it down, just couldn't handle it. We have our first match point for Cruz Niculescu. And game, set, match. Cruz Niculescu. And only fitting that Cruz got to thump that big returner serve with her forehand to win the
fitting.
match.
Yeah.
So,
Nice match, ladies.
all right, so they are into the quarterfinals where they will await the winner of Harnish Sabori Cran Herschel. And Lauren, so I really enjoyed watching a new player on the tour. She's definitely talented. She's got a few things to work on. I'm sure she'll learn a lot from just being on the court with these guys, and she'll watch the live stream, and she'll work with Carl Levenant, who's the director of racket sports at CCD, where she is a member. Backhand volley is key in paddle to being able to control those players with the big drives, and that's going to be definitely a game changer for her. She doesn't want to take those forehand volleys, and with the lefty in the middle, it exposes too much. But I'm sure Amy Shea is helping her, and that'll be a game changer for her. Cruz and Niculescu, fabulous to see them back. Looks like they just stepped in where they left off, and I'm sure they're so hungry to play. You know, they're both great competitors. They're fabulous for the game. They're both teaching professionals, so it's in their day-to-day blood, and it's just great to have them back. What did you see in the match with them?
And that was a first-round match, Jerry. Think of all the great matches we're going to see today.
Yes, that was the round of 16.
Yeah.
Yep. But what did you see in Cruz Niculescu's game?
Well, it's like you said. I feel like I could have been watching, the finals of 2019 Nationals. It looks like they haven't missed a beat. Niculescu's roller is just devastating, and as well as Sutter handled it, it bears you down. And Cruz is good at getting her the opportunities, and someone's going to have to figure out how to take them out of that in order to beat them.
Yeah, well, the foot speed of Sutter, like you said in the top of the match, the foot speed of Sutter, she really did a good job of staying with it, but it's now what are you going to do with that ball, like you said, and where are you going to put it that you get yourself out of trouble, because that roll that hit that hard into the deuce side, backside, creates movement. So we'll keep you abreast. We're going to take a quick break right now. The guys are going to go down and adjust some cameras. But we will come back with the men's action. I don't know which match is going on this court, but we'll be here, and we're going to stay on screen all day as the matches, as we work our way through both men's and women's draw here at CCD.
Thank you, Jerry.